Can't you hear them?
It's gone quiet. So strange. I feel lighter somehow. But where's the princess?
Did you rescue her? Or is she dead?
Are you sure? Oh, and here I thought I discovered something special. Serves me right for believing Hiss's lies.
I don't mind. I wouldn't know what to do with the princess anyway. At least the cave stopped wailing.
That's good to know. At least this whole thing hasn't been a complete waste of time. If you say so, then perhaps I should keep being Bruno the Wise. Maybe I'll look for other ways to use my knighthood.
We could both become wandering knights. Perhaps we'll even find a princess one day, as long as we know it's not the most important thing.
Thank you, Toplander, for taking up this mission. It's been an honor to meet you.
You know what's the worst thing about being a giant mouth everyone wants to walk through? Everyone's so damn servile and polite. Insult me for a change. Then I'll open up. And how am I supposed to know what it's like on the surface? I was made here, I stand here, and for this contraption to work, you've got to call on the world I actually live in. But hey, you tried. And that was still more interesting than anything else I've heard so far. Step right in.
That's enough! You showed those maggots! Blasted things thought they could feed on me. Control me. Me! Though, not gonna lie, it's a good thing you showed up when you did, stranger. You're a curious piece of meat, aren't you? Guess I owe you one now. That's a good question, isn't it, stranger? I know what they weren't. For one, they weren't supposed to be coming out of the eggs, yet here they are. More and more of them every day. At this point, the whole bloody ulcerate must be infected. Do I bloody look like a learned man to you? I don't know. And those scaly wastes of space who are supposed to guard the eggs don't know either. They think they're so smart because they can string a sentence together, but in the end, nothing comes of it. Useless, the lot of them. Because they're dumb as rocks, driven by nothing but instinct. And I'm the biggest, tastiest morsel in this whole place. If they'd brought me down, they'd have a proper feast on my carcass. They wish my skin's tough enough that they'd have starved before they tasted my flesh. Am I now? I'll need to have a word with Josephus then. Find out where he got the idea that he can order me around. Though, I suppose it must be the same place he got the idea to wake up Leah. The endless pit of stupidity and self-importance where his brain should be. Truth be told, I don't care either way. I've been bored as shit these past few 100 years, and Leah is entertaining. And by that, I mean stark raving mad. We always got along, Leah and I. We understood each other. But that was before Nimue had to put him down, for his own good and for everyone else's. And you think my one measly life is worth more than those of the Lord's children? That's flattering, but untrue. I don't know what Leah will do when he wakes up. No one does. Least of all him. I'll need all my focus to keep the ulcerate safe, and I cannot do that if enemies threaten us both from within and without. So, here's my deal. You find out what's happening here, help me fix it, and I'll play your song. Start with the dormitory and the refectory, then go as deep as you need to until this blight is eradicated. Good. You do that, and then may the Lord have mercy on all of us. What now? The ulcerate is what it is. There's not much more to it than what you see. Endless rows of eggs and countless spawns of the Lord of the Seas. All for me to look after. Well, then you haven't met my mother. May the gods rest her soul, and the soil quench her anger. This place requires a heavy hand. Thankfully, that's one of the things I inherited from her. That, and my pretty eyes. keeping the eggs warm so they hatch, making sure what comes out doesn't die on the spot. And then comes the delightful task of raising them, making sure they don't grow up weak. With the scions, it's easy. They have an innate craving for domination, but even that needs to be reined in sometimes. Reefbounds are smart, sometimes too smart for their own good. Out in the world, too much thinking can get you killed. And Finbloods are, well, you learn to live with them. Of course not. I appoint carers to help me around the ulcerate. After all, it's only natural that older siblings should look after the younger, isn't it? I chose those who show the most promise. Those who understand why they went through all those hardships. They don't know familiar love the way we do, so at least there's no risk of spoiling the little ones rotten. The world out there's cold and uncaring, even more so than the one we grew up in. Only the strong survive. Charity and empathy are luxuries, not instincts. To everyone out there, you're just a meal waiting to happen. And you can't let that happen. Neither can they. They are the children of the terror of the seas. They need to live up to their heritage. He sank my ship, the bastard. But he was clever enough not to sink me. I hated him back then. Thought I'd never stop. He took my ship, my men, and my freedom. I wasn't made to serve, but it turned out servitude wasn't what he wanted from me. He needed someone to keep things in order. So his ship became mine, and so did his men. In the end, he never gave me an order I didn't want to follow. Just one. Make sure they obey. At sea, discipline is everything. Every so often, you get some fool who thinks he's too big for his britches. That's how you know you slipped up. Gave them time to think. And thinking's where the trouble starts. They're not meant to think. They're meant to listen and do as they're told. The only thing they ought to be wondering is how long they can hold their breath while being keel-hauled for running their mouths when they shouldn't. Nah, I'd always known I'd end up at the bottom of the sea one day. Just never thought it would be this way. Instead of being fish food, I'm basically a fish lord. This place is tough, and it suits me. Though I do miss sailing. Oh, I've gone as stale as a forgotten hardtack. You solved the problem? Then what are you waiting for? May the sea spit.
Outlander. Abyssodontist himself must have sent you to me. We need to talk. Privately, and right away if possible. Yes, I'm so terrified, I feel like I'm about to die. Thank you for giving me a moment of your time. Trust me. I bow down to you and invite you over for a round of faceted shells. But I'm out of time, and my head is on the line. Like it or not, you're the only one I can turn to. If anyone else learns what happened, I'll end up in a geyser, doomed to boil forever. It's about an egg. A priceless egg from our collection. One of them has disappeared. I have no idea who would be so bold to commit such a theft, but it's true. The egg is gone. Thankfully, it wasn't one of the creator's eggs. Abyssodontist must have been watching over those. But it's still a priceless egg from the collection of reef-bound scientists, raised to help Sarras grow and gather knowledge in the future. This kind of reef-bound is the future of our community. The first of us who may one day have intellect equal to that of the ancient crewmen. Oh, I do. Their disgusting bodies are already boiling in the geyser, watched by the ever-vigilant Thalrin. The problem is, they insist they're innocent, despite the overwhelming evidence against them. I still don't know where the egg is. I'm already getting odd looks for leaving this place so often. The slime of the Scourge of the Seas. It was definitely the slime of the Scourge of the Seas. It can't be mistaken for any other substance. They tend to grow lesser organisms on their bodies. I spent half a day cleaning that disgusting residue off my bedding. And wouldn't you know it? Depth Gore's gang are all scourges. And we've long suspected them of thieving and smuggling. It's obvious they're responsible for stealing the egg. On the oozing fields, of course. The closest thing we have to a prison. Thankfully, we don't get many wrongdoers here in the Sanctuary. But when we do, we have Thalrin and his geysers. They're enough to scare anyone out of ever breaking the rules of our community. Thalrin can be very principled. If you don't give him a good reason for speaking with the prisoners, he might not let you near them. And since this whole business with the missing eggs needs to stay between us, telling him the truth is out of the question. I did hear, however, that he has a weakness for rum from the surface. If you don't have any on you, check the chests on the sunken ships. We've got a lot of those down here. Come back with the egg, my dear. Come back with the egg. And don't forget that my life is in your hands. Hurry, please. Take this key. It's your fastest way out. I'm counting on you.
who the tide dragged in. You solved the problem? Aha! Finally, some peace and quiet here. Though not for long, I suppose. Now tell me, what had the gall to corrupt my ulcerate? Oh, blast it! Looks like it was my own negligence that caused it. Oh, this place won't let you put your guard down for even a moment. You did good, stranger. I promised you the melody, so meet me at the organ. And may the Lord of the Seas have mercy on you, because Leah sure won't.
want to strike. I'm sure you'll... Not much to tell about that cutie. Poor fool. His heart lies in pieces. He must like it here. I think that he even liked it when Sarras fell into the shadows. That happens from time to time. It goes dark, and everything becomes quiet. It's getting dangerous out there. There are creatures that love to lurk in the shadows. The chapter house is usually closed by then. Only Josephus can leave. That's usually when he plays the Carnix. But this time it was stolen. And Josephus started acting weird. But then you brought the Carnix. And with it, you brought a bit of light back into our lives. How sweet of you. When you need to make it...
Ready to get this over with. I have to get back to my duties. You wouldn't believe the bloody carnage a few psiots can wreak if they're left unattended. Why, excuse you, I used to be the best musician among sailors and the best sailor among musicians. I've always had a knack for instruments. I even knew how to play the harp. I like to think it was because my mother went off with some bard. Not that she ever told me. All I ever heard about my father was that he was good for nothing, so he may as well have been a bard. Live as long as I have, and there's not much left to fear. I survived my ship going down. Twice. I'll survive whatever you end up unleashing. Or not. The future will happen the way it wants, no matter what you plan. Oh, he's a big, vicious bastard who hates having his time wasted. You can count on one hand the folk who don't annoy him on sight, so prepare for the worst. He fights to kill, and he fights dirty. Do what you must to stay alive. That's all I've got for you. Stop dithering and let...
Toughlander, it's you! The Lord of the Depths has shown us mercy after all. Feed me a deep weller's flesh, and I will grant you passage deeper into our realm. Those vile things mock me, bite me, disturb my peace. I demand justice for their misdeeds. I have waited for this for so long. Then hunt, Toplander. I would... So, you carry their flesh at last. This is extraordinary. No one has ever offered me such a thing to consume. And yet, you are a Toplander. You must use my passage, even if it requires the sacrifice of an innocent life. Thank you. Now, drift straight ahead.
The Sanctuary hasn't seen someone as fresh-faced as you in a long time. Quite the sight, I must say. I suppose you've got important business that brought you down here, eh? Don't worry, I won't ask what it is. I'm not the prying kind. Truth be told, I'd rather not know. I was once part of some important business. And, well, you can see how that turned out. Yes, forgive me. My name's O'Neill, and this is my humble little camp. I've tried to recreate the workshop I remember from my days on the surface, and I did what I could. But you won't find the comforts of a proper forge here. Resources are scarce. Just what I've managed to salvage from the shipwrecks. Anyway, if you'd like to work on your weapon, feel free to use my tools. They're all yours. I wouldn't call myself a craftsman. More of a collector who sometimes needs to fix a thing or two. I like gathering old trinkets, relics from the world above. You know, the surface. Of course, I won't turn down a pearl necklace or a coral ring, either. If you've got something like that, perhaps we can trade. As for this place, it may not look very welcoming, but I have my piece. Folks around here tend to avoid the area near the barnacles. The barnacles, speaking of lies, they watch with their many eyes, tracking every move. Though they're mostly harmless to us. Still, that doesn't mean they aren't dangerous. The people of nearby Tumbo are tested there. If their knowledge is false, well, they say lies bring death. I don't know how much truth there is to that. Maybe it's just a tale. I've never gone there myself, out of respect for the Tumbo folk. It seems to be a sacred place for them. Actually, yes. If you find any bottles with letters inside, bring them my way. Those are the true gems of my collection. Letters sealed in glass, remnants of lives long forgotten. Well, I suppose there's no harm in telling you the truth. It's about memory. My memory, Toplander. Those of us who survived the sinking of the Sarras. Each of us paid a price. I lost most of mine. Not enough to be unaware of it. Just enough to know something's missing. You can't imagine the emptiness it leaves behind. It's unbearable, you know? To exist, yet to not truly be yourself. It's hard to put into words. Yes, you look like someone who's carried their share of burdens. Ah, well, no use pitying myself. I just hope the letters will help. That they'll unlock something that's still locked away. Memories sealed in bottles. Some reach for the bottle to forget. I look into mine to remember. I don't go there often, though I believe the people of Tumbo and I share something in common. They are collectors as well, but they collect knowledge. From what I've gathered, they see it as a measure of their worth. They seek it in all things, in every possible way, hoping to please Urkel and earn their place in the archive. But why would they want that? What do they plan to do with such vast knowledge, supposedly kept there? I haven't the slightest idea. It's in remarkable condition. I truly appreciate it. Here's your payment. Make yourself at home among my collection. Farewell, Toplander. Welcome. Take care of yourself.
Child of the surface, you bring knowledge that none other possesses. Share it with me, and I will open for you the passage to the Temple of Knowledge. Is that your idea of an insult? Read this book, and you'll know everything. Toplander, are you one of those insecure fools who aren't versed in the art of conversation and prefer to give out dweeby recommendations? Or do you hold me in such contempt that you don't even consider me worthy of your time? You'd rather give me homework? Either way, I find this type of conduct embarrassing. Absolutely embarrassing. Begone. Come to your senses. Are you ready to... Now we're talking. I too share that sentiment. Then let us tackle a subject which might be a wee bit controversial around these parts. Tell me, what do you know about dictatorship, Toplander? That's one way to look at it. But what if your dictator is, quite literally, the very heart of your realm? Changes your perspective, doesn't it? It doesn't mean everyone has to like it. It's simply how things work here. Lady Nimue, of course. And the first crew. They built this place on the carcasses of those who came before, reshaping the depths to their liking. Never once did they ask the inhabitants of what they thought, or what might make their lives better. Not that I'm complaining. I'm just a door. She is the seal that binds this place together. The reason Sarras exists in the form you see now. Lady Nimue is everywhere. She sees and knows everything. Because she's connected to every living thing here. Or so the locals believe. So it's only logical. There is no free will here. Only the will of Lady Nimue. If that isn't a dictatorship, I don't know what is. Perhaps it is. Perhaps in the end, I am also just a small part of her. But even then, so what? Maybe you're just an unwitting part of a demiurge too. A dream of some greater consciousness that is simply trying to entertain itself. Yes, it is possible. We're a fragment of some divine machinery that's far beyond our understanding. But what matters is we can still amuse one another with our perspectives. So, what's yours, friend? Is Sarras a righteous realm? Does it? Every thesis begets a contradiction. Every lasting power learns to face opposition head-on. Maybe even use it to its own ends. Lady Nimue is clever. Absorbing what's opposite to you can make you stronger. Rulers who only surround themselves with sycophants are rulers whose rule won't outlive them. Our dictator subsumes everything. I certainly can't think of an opposite way to how she does things. Your king is a part of you? Is that a joke? No? No, it's not. No more talking theory. This is genuine knowledge. The direct opposite of how we do things around here. Fascinating. Mind-blowing even. So, tell me, how is it? Interesting. But at the same time, not really. You make it sound like a 20-year marriage. I suppose at the end of the day, each of us has to look at ourselves as just one part of a greater whole. In any case, thank you for sharing your perspective. I have gained knowledge about you, and that is the truest gift you could have given me. A door into another world. And on that note, you may use me now.